All right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to tonight's Mechanism podcast. Tonight, we're talking about hopefulness and peace. Song selection tonight is by Walter Beasley featuring Najee. The song title is called Nice and Easy to kind of kick off your Monday evening. Check it out. I do not own the copyrights to this music. All right, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to the Mechanism Podcast. Tonight, episode 9, everybody. We are almost wrapping up this season of the Mechanism Podcast. Let me go ahead and put my headphones in real quick. All right. Give me a second, everybody. Give me a second. All Here we go. I have my headphones in now. So we're getting ready to talk about hopefulness and peace tonight, everybody. We're going to go ahead and talk about those two important names, and then we're going to get into our Black History moment. The two phenomenal women we're going to be speaking about tonight is Nina Simone and Lena Horne. So let's go ahead and talk about the word hopefulness. All right, let's get into it, everybody. And give you some important scriptures tonight. So the verses I'm going to share with you in reference of hopefulness, of encouragement before we get into our Black History moment. John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he has given his only son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. This scripture is so relevant today, everybody. Hopefulness is what we need in society. Hopefulness is what we need in our life. Hopefulness is what we need all over the place. Hopefulness everywhere in our life, here, near, far, whatever it is that you may be going through or facing right now. God, it will be with you through anything and everything that you may face this given time. We got to keep believing in hope. Continue to just talk deep down in our heart, deep down in our soul. And knowing that God will way numerous times and he will do it again. And it's just a reminder of who he is in your life and what hopefulness means to you in your life and how it benefit you in all different areas of your life. Your current state of where you are right now and what your mindset is and how you feel about things and how it has impacted you tremendously and how it has grasped you to a place to know that God has you. He always have and he always will. Romans chapter 1 verse 27. This is another scripture for hopefulness. It's been a long day. Hopefulness. And the man likewise gave up natural relations with women and were consumed with passion from another. Men committing shameless acts with men and receiving in themselves the due penalty for their error, the mistakes that was made here, the things that were done, the things that were taking place here in this verse. It talks about learning how to make correction, how to fix things, and how to bring order into your life. See, God wants us to have order in our life. See, God wants us to have correction in our life. And he wants us to be reminded through this hopefulness that we seek for in him, that we have correction, order in our life in order to move forth in him. All right. I'm going to give you one more verse in terms of hopefulness tonight. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9 and 11 says, or do you not know that the unrighteous, the kingdom of God, do not be deceived, nor to be sexually immortals, nor idols, nor adulterers, nor men who practice homosexuality, nor thieves, nor the greedy, nor the drunken, nor the reverence, no swifter will inherit the kingdom of heaven. And such were some of you, but you were washed, you were sanctified, you were justified in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ by the Spirit of our God. So in this particular verse here, which is very interesting tonight, 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9, 11, it's letting you know that there's hopefulness in your life. Whatever it is that you may be struggling with, whatever it is that you may be dealing with, God is going to take you and carry you and help you through all those impediments in your life. And he wants you to be reminded every single day that he's with you and walking through you in the gesturings of everything that you may be facing and doing. He wants you to be reminded that all the things that he has for you is for you. And he gives you the opportunity to make it right with him. And the thing about it is, you have many, many chances to make it right with God. Opportunities after opportunity, chances after chances, moments after moments, every warning sign, every nudge that he's pointing directly your way. He gives you the chance to make it right with him. And that's so very much important, everybody. All right, everybody, let's get on to the next point of our topic, peace. What is the biblical word of peace? According to the Bible, The peace of God is the harmony and the calmness of the body, mind, spirit that subvert earthly circumstances, suppress earthly circumstance. The word peace, the Greek word is Iran or Irene, Eirene, and it diverts are often translated literally in many translations. The meaning of peace in the Bible is not just an absence of conflict, but also a state of well-being that oriented with God and His will for our lives. The Hebrew word was translated as peace as salam, which means wholeness in all of life. That's deep. That's very, very deep. So let's look at a few scriptures tonight here on the Mechanism podcast about peace and what does that mean in the Word of God. In a second, everybody. Okay. We're going to look at a couple of them. This verse is in reference. No. Yeah. Let me read this one. Psalms 85:10 says, give me a second, everybody. And faithfulness meets together. Righteousness and peace kiss each other. Action going on here today as I'm reading verses today. If y'all starting to pick up what's going on into the Mechanism podcast, a lot of affection, a lot of a lot of eye-opening scriptures that's being shared here tonight, and be catching on what's going on here. Love and faithfulness meet together. Righteousness and peace kiss each other. The Spirit unite. It unites. Bringing peace brings unity. And that unity that you're looking for, everybody, is in with God. And with God, He will bring that structure together. When you put Him in the center of everything, He will bring that to a wrap. Right there before us. Verses 5-23. May God Himself, the God of peace, sanctify you through and through. May your whole spirit, soul, coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. It's a reminder who's in charge of God's peace. It reminds us to focus on Him through everything in our lives. And it also reminds us that He's with us through the duration of everything that we may feel in our lives. And that's the beauty about that, because He's God. I'll have one more for you all. All right, give me a second. Okay. Let me give me a second about it. 8:22 says, there is no peace, said the Lord, for the wicked. So what this verse is in reference to, they're enduring in things that are ugly. There's no peace because there's turmoil. It's always chaos. It's always everything that's happening. And they can't find no peace because their mind and their heart not at ease. When you still have anguish and frustration inside of you, you can't have any peace because your mind is wandering, your heart is troubled, and everything that's going on around you is spiraling out of control. But when you put God in the center of it, you will have that peace. When you have confessed, repented, and asked God for forgiveness of everything that you have felt, think, and acted, you'll start to feel a sigh of relief. But it's that walk and that talk that you have to bring to an understanding of how that works. And it's a complete, absolute process and a transformation which you have to work in within yourself. So as we looked at these two words tonight, hopefulness and peace, I want you to think about 10 characteristics of how that looks like in your life and how that impact you tremendously. And what does that mean for you and your family and just everything in general? So 10 facts about hopefulness and 10 facts of peace. And what does that look like, speaking in a biblical perspective? All right, everybody. So now as we're switching gears, we're getting into our Black History segment. So tonight we're going to be spotlighting Nina Simone. All right, there she goes to the left of us. So we're going to be spotlighting Nina Simone tonight. So I'm going to give you some background history of Miss Simone. We get our of the day. So we're getting to our Black History segment tonight. Nina Simone, an artist's duel is to reflect the times. All right, let's get into her biography. Let's see, what can we start? Give me a second. This is actually an awesome website that I'm looking at on Nina Simone, and I would definitely love to share this with you all so you all can capture this. I normally don't do this on the podcast, but this website here with her whole biography is absolutely phenomenal, everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and read her bio, and then we're gonna take a picture down and kind of take you right to the website of where I'm reading her bio at. Actually, give me a second. Let me go to her bio, and then I'll go to the website. Give me a second as I read her bio about Nina Simone and facts about her, and I'm gonna go right to the website to me so you all can just kind of take a look. All right. Nina Simone, an American singer, born February 21st, 1933, in Tryon, North Carolina, USA. American singer who created an urging, emotional, intense by singing songs of love, protection, and Black empowerment in dress with a rough edge voice. A prestigious child, Simone played piano and organ in girlhood. She became sensitive to race when at age 12 she gave a piano recital in a library where her parents had to stand in the back because they were Black. A student of the classical music at the Juilliard School of Art Music in New York City, she began performing as a pianist. Her voice career in an Atlantic City nightclub when the club owner threatened to fire her unless she sung too. Feature her distinct version of cabaret. Standard including I Love You, Brain Frog, everybody. I Love Porgy, which became a hit in 1999. And added a protesting song because became a friend of Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X. Performed at the Civil Rights demonstration, her 1964 song was Mississippi Goddam, excluding this period. Her popular grew as she added gospel selection by the Bee Gees, Bill, and Screaming Jay Hawkins. I Put a Spell on You to be repetitive, argued by American racism. She left the U.S. in 1973 and lived in Barbados, Africa, and Europe for the rest of her life. Barbados. I had to get myself. Barbados, Africa, Europe for the rest of her life. Like her private life, her career was tumbling, and she gained a reputation of throwing assaulting, inattentive audience and abruptly count. In 1980s, challenges include her vocal "My Baby Just Cared for Me," introduced her to many young listeners. A similar rebirth occurred in the first century when her 1965 recording of The Cinder Man was remade. Despite ill health, she performed in 2003. So that is the lifestyle of Nina. She passed April 21st, 2000. It's been about almost 20 plus years ago since she's been gone. Very, 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 very compelling. In museum, 2018. She passed at 70 years. All right. So that was deep, very deep about Nina Simone, what she brought to the culture. I want to share this website with you all so you can get a better understanding of her life. I just read a small bio of her, everyone. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing this screen here. Pull up her bio, everyone. That's kind of cool. All right. Let me pull up her bio so you all can take a look at website, everyone. This is one of those podcasts where, hey, I'm gonna be educated tonight. So this is the website I was telling you. I hope you can all see it. Hopefully, let me see if it popped up. Nope. I'm glad I looked because I'll be talking and y'all can't see it. There we go. Now, this is the website I was sharing with you all, that I was mentioning to you all. So this is the website. It's called Nina Simone, An Artist's Duty is to Reflect the Times. So it talks about her music, her legacy, her multimedia, her shop, all these great things. So you're a big fan of Nina Simone. This is a great outlet. So it talks about a lot more of her bio and everything that she experienced here in this website, everybody. It talks about explore her timeline here and see everything that she experienced. It's about the things that she experienced from 1933 to 1959. It just talks about showing birth certificates and where she was born. Oh my gosh. This is actually, I wonder why I was so fascinated about this website. It's showing more than I expected, everybody. And then it shows the church that she, let me go back up. It didn't show the church, but it does show the church that she was Methodist Church and Tyrus Color School. And then it talks about other parts. She talks about two sisters of her former Wayman sister group that she was a part of. And this goes down the timeline of her history. Oh, hold on, everybody. My dog ain't gonna get big. All right. And there's more things that took place here. Oh, dog, I'm clicking on stuff. I'm just clicking on things, everybody. And this is, there we go. Her at a young age. Yeah. It's amazing the things that you can see. It's a big timeline here, everybody. Let me go back up. Look at all of this. Look at all of that. That's amazing, everybody. Look at all the pictures. You're like, this is a different podcast. Tonight it is Black History Month in the making. And the things that you can really learn about our culture, everybody. Some more pictures, more information. And they got port cards and everything. They really did all that on this website. Okay. Now, let's go a little bit further. Now, in this timeline, talks about when she went to Julian school and everything. So the timeline gives you, if you're going to do some research on Nina Simone, I think I could recommend this website and many other websites to do your, Black History Project. Because it's got a lot of information for those of you who are doing any Black History Project or had thought about doing something. I can remember doing a Black History Project when I was in school. I can't recall. Actually, I can't recall. I picked a Black History project in my 11th grade year. I'm going way back where I did a Black History talk about the Black Republicans, and I actually purchased that book. That book was like $20, and I was just really into that mindset at the time. Plus, I was like only 19 years old. Well, actually, let me take that back. I was a little bit younger than that. I think I was about 18 going on 19. I just wanted to know about the Republicans. Literally, I was on that at that age. And I was young. When you don't know, you just go with the flow. And that was my go-to. I was just going with the flow at that age. But I learned, but I became a lot more wise over time. But that was my Black History project that I wanted to do. And I did Black Republicans and wrote about it and typed it up and turned it in. It was interesting what I learned about that. book, and I believe I still got that book here to this day. It's still on the shelf collecting dust, but yeah, yeah, I still have that book 20 years later. Just want to share that with you all. So now it talks more about the duration of all everything that I'm sharing with you all here today. In Midtown Bar, 1719. This is basically Atlantic City Press and things that she had experienced. So this website is showing a lot of stuff that Nina Simone did, everybody. They got flyers of this here. I am so compelled to this. It's like, oh man, this is mind blowing. I didn't expect the to have all of this on this website. But I'm gonna end up start sharing because for the sake of time, because I do have to talk about Lena Horne as well. So just go through it, everybody. It has a lot of stuff that you can do if you want to do. If you're doing a research paper or whatnot, I would recommend this website, and you can just do you can do your notes, and you want to make a collage of her life. Hey, this is a great go-to of everything that she did from 1960 to 2000. So this is her website and everything here. It's a great website. And pictures, she looks very, very compelled. She said YouTube, Spotify, Instagram. So you can watch her on YouTube, streaming off Spotify, and follow her on Instagram, her platform. So it's a lot of great nuggets that's shared here, everybody. So she got a lot of stuff here. A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. I need to keep sharing with you all. Some say keep going, some keep going. 'Cause I was gonna go to the next Black History moment, but some say keep going. So let's go back up. Okay, we looked at all of those. I just feel a need like let's go back. Let's just let's have a little history moment here on the podcast. We never really get a chance to do this. I used to do a lot of talking and everything, but now it's kind of shifting gears. So now there's more to it. Sorry everybody if I'm going too fast. So now this one, hopefully y'all can see it over here. If you can see it, everybody. But y'all can see it. Okay, cool. Let me go back. All right. So it's talking about all the events that she attended back then. So now we're going into 1957, and we're showing all the places that she went to. I feel like a big kid at the museum. Anybody who ever went to Atlanta or any type of museum or Black History museums, and I just get happy when I see things like this. I'm sorry. I just get extremely happy because looking at my culture and learning about history, I'll be snapping pictures, taking videos. I'm just be doing the absolute most when it comes to capturing things. When I get on the snapping mode or video and stuff, I just get absolutely excited about it because it's just so beautiful to see the talent and things our culture did, and it just gets me excited. I'm sorry, but I just be having I be in my happy moment. I really do. See this, y'all? Oh my god! And I'll finally click the exit button. Some say keep going. So this is her look like this. Look, I want to say it's New York, taken in Central Park. Okay, look at this, y'all. So y'all getting a history moment today, boy. We're getting a history moment today on Nina Simone. Many of you know I like going to the Black exhibits. I went to a Black history event a few years ago. I took a lot of pictures. I'm telling you, I took a lot of pictures, and I didn't go this year. I don't know if they had it this year or not. Things change over the years. Where you don't do what you used to do, but they usually have the Black History exhibit up at the North Museum. Any museum, any museum that you may have in your city, state, and town, and you just check out it. Some of them virtual and some of them in person. I like to go in person and see the exhibits because it's more lively and capture it. You can capture the moment and everything. So it's very very beneficiary. I've done the visual, even the virtual experience. It's kind of cool when you want to chill out and don't really feel like going anywhere, but I like to be in person to see these things. So it's a lot of articles they clipped out for Nina Simone back then, everybody, as you can see. I feel like I'm at the museum, y'all. I'm being serious. Like all the things that I'm sharing with you all tonight. It's like really happy in a very weird way. But in a good way though. It's a lot. Oh man, she had a lot going on. But there's a lot of her story and history that she did. I want to share more, but I don't want to run past the time for the podcast either. Let me see where I'm at. I did all of those. Give me a second, everybody. I think I lost focus. A lot of them that I shared. I think I shared a lot because I showed her. Okay, yeah, we seen all of those. Let's go down here. I don't know who that is. Let's see. Okay, we did that one. I had to make sure because when I clicked, it kind of went there. Okay, we looked at all of those. The Apollo. For the show of hands, anybody in who from New York or been to New York, have y'all been to the Apollo Theater? I've always wanted to go. I love when used to do it on TV. I don't even know if it still come on or not. I know when Showtime used to follow, I get so excited. Just that theme music, it just does something to my soul. It just gets me so excited and happy. It's weird, but it's just something about that Apollo Theater. It's just so mesmerizing to me. If I ever get a chance to go to NY or whatnot, I think that's the place I want to just take some pictures and just capture the moments. I don't know if they still do events at that Showtime at Apollo because it used to come on TV all the time. But anybody who show a hand, I used to watch Showtime at Apollo. Come on now, I know we did Soul Train thing last week, but I ain't do. I was thought about the Apollo theme, but I said no, I'm not gonna do that this week. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna keep it neutral this week. We're gonna keep it neutral. And that's what I was doing. So I kept it neutral. It's the Showtime at the Apollo. Yeah. No, I figured I wouldn't go there. Wouldn't go there this week. But look at all these events and things that she was a part of, and the flyers, and how you can see how crispy it is, and how they kept all these things up to date. How many have you like? How would I say it? Been to like exhibits that like historical. I know a lot of different cities, states, and towns have different exhibits, and they have Black History moments of famous people and those who paved the way in your city, state, and town. And I know they have some here in Palm Beach County. A lot of them, I should say. She was very, very talented, I tell you that. But how many of you all have like Black History museums or exhibits or events that happens in your city, state, and town? You're like, I don't know. I know most states usually have events or museums where you can go and check out these things. So she did some things in Los Angeles. She did a thing in another place in Los Angeles. So she does some festivals in Los Angeles. I remember watching her. There was a movie that was on Netflix. It was a festival they had in New York, everyone. And nobody knew about it. And luckily, they got the footage of it. I watched that movie a couple of times. I watched it by myself, and then I watched it again with my oldest daughter, and we sat here and watched that movie. And let me just say, everybody, it was awesome. All right. The movie, I'm going to give you the title, and I want to, oh, my arm fell asleep. I want to give you the title of this movie. It's more of a concert, and it's a Black History concert. And I'm telling you, it's mind blowing. So let me pull it up. I'm gonna actually look it up, everybody. We're gonna continue to look a little bit more, but this is one of them podcasts. This is like, okay, doing a lot more talking tonight. All right, it was a podcast, Black History concert. Can't even run summer something. Oh man, and I'm gonna actually Black concert, and I know the name of it because I just watched it last year, February. Like literally. If I can find it, um, I'm definitely going to share it with you all before we get to our next Black History moment of Lena Horne. Give me a second. I know which one it is. It was called Summer. Oh man, Black History. And I want to say it was in Harlem, New York. And she was in the video of the documentary I was watching. Oh man, I can't even make of the name, and I just seen it last year. I know it's gonna come to me after I end the podcast. I want to pull it up now before I get to the next part of our Okay, give me a second, everybody. Man. Yeah, it was called the Harlem Culture. Oh man, trying to think. Give me a second, everybody. I'm trying to remember the name of that festival. That thing was like for real, for real. Oh man, it was the Harlem Culture Festival, 1969. It was the same summer as what it was called. Yeah, it was called the Harlem Culture Festival, and They had it on Netflix. This thing was powerful. I'm telling you. Oh my gosh, it was called Summer of Soul. That's what it was called, Summer of Soul, and I'm gonna show you what that. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and come out. Man, that thing was on point. I'm like, it was like mind blowing, and I'm telling you, and she was a part of that summer. And I just looked it up too, summer jam, a summer concert in Harlem. And when I tell you, it was mind blowing. Everybody, listen, it was epic. And luckily they was able to get footage of that, which was mind blowing. And what it was called again, I just said it's Summer of Soul. And I'm gonna pull that up for you all. So if you want to watch this, you are more than welcome. I'm telling you, you will learn so much. And it was like you was live in the concert. That's how serious it was. The movie was about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours long, but it had a message that was delivered in it, and it was just sharing that moment that blacks was experiencing something epic, and it was captured, and luckily they had footage of it. And I was like, I didn't even know about it, and it was something in history that was never really spoke about, and they had tapes of this and boats and places, and they bought it out and made it into a movie, and took all the clips and put it all together. It was beautiful, everybody. I'm telling you, it was so beautiful, very, very beautiful. So I'm going to share a little bit more. I know I'm sharing a lot of things, but at the same time, it's the end of Black History Month, so why not celebrate, y'all? It's Black History 365 days a year. We're gonna end that. We are going to end we're going to end not January, February 29th off with a bang and still celebrate Black History and out of here. You know that I do the Black Music Month in June, and it'll be my second year doing it. I just get so happy when I do these segments. You just don't understand how excited I get about this. You like just clicking on the articles. I just want you to look at the website, everybody, and just look at all the stuff that is here and all the things that she did. She did a lot. It's fascinating, all the things that she accomplished and all that she did. And they had articles of this and it made this into a website. That is wild. So this is all the rest of the timelines, everybody. I want to see if there was any more pictures. Here's another picture here of another album that she did. I think we've seen that one already. I believe, yes, we did. Now we're going down, and we're getting close to the end of her website. I know I keep going back to the bottom of it. So we got, I think, map picture. No, there's just an article there. There we go. Now this is okay. And we have more pictures of her. And back then they had Ebony and Jet magazines, which I'm not going to get in the storyline about that, because that's a whole nother subject for another time, which we'll actually probably be doing that during the summertime, since June, Mechanism Podcast will be back. And we'll be talking about Black Music Month. So that'll be the kind of topic to talk about, the magazine aspect of it. But that's safe for another subject. All right, so here we go. Showing a lot of different articles, everybody, and whatnot. And then, I was like, no, we haven't got to Leah Horn yet. This is terrible. So just having a lot of different things. So this website is a very go-to, everybody you can check out and just educate yourself and whatnot. Now, before I get into the next one, I want to show you this because I know when I get off this live, I'm going to forget. TJ. Sorry, Summer of Soul Festival. And I want to share this with you all before we get to it. I'm telling you, I do not want to forget it because I know once I clap button, it's a wrap. When I say it's a wrap, it is a wrap. Yes, it's a wrap. Let me show you what it looks like. Give me a second, everybody. I don't want to. I just want to show you the flyer of it so you can all see it because I do not want to click the video of it because we're gonna end up watching a movie time. But I just want to kind of show it to you just real quick. Nope, I don't want the video because they taking me to the soul again. We're not doing that. I just want to show you the flyer of it so that way you can look it up. And I think it's still maybe on I think it still may be on Netflix. Black History segment here. Nina Simone's pictures, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and share that with you all on my camera. Got too much stuff up on here. All right, let me share this with you all. I know it's a very long podcast tonight, but I want to show this here so you can all see it. All right, hopefully you can all see it here. There we go. So this is the flyer. This is the video, Some of the Soul, Harlem Culture. And as you can see right there, Nina Simone is right there with her hair and pigtails. This is a very good. I would recommend watching it. I would recommend taking that time out and just enjoying it and listening to some good music, but also getting some very important key topics that will be shared on here, everybody. It's important. Important to know our culture. It's important to know a lot of great things here. All right. So now, as we're shifting gears, we're getting into the segment of Nina Horn. Lena Horne, everybody. Lena Horne. All right, let's get to it. All righty, where are we at? All righty, let's see if I can pull her picture up. There she go.
It said not to go too fast.
Give me a second, everybody. I thought I had it up. All right, everybody. There we go. Lena Horne. Right there. All right, so let's just get into it. Everyone, I know we was a little long tonight, but let's talk about her life and how she did some great things. All right. Let's talk about the phenomenal Lena Horne. Many of you know her from various movies that she played in. She was in A Different World and a lot of other shows that she played in as she got older. All right, everybody. Lena Horne, America's singer and actress. Lena Horne, 30th, 1917, was an American singer and actress who first. Horne left school at the age of 16 to help support her ailing mother and became a dancer at the Cotton Club in Harlem, New York City. In the 2 years at the Cotton Club, she appeared with such entertainers as Cabby Calloway and evenly starred in her own shows. In 1935, she joined the Noble Sicilian under the name Helen Horne. Horne was married from 1944 to Louis Jones. In the early 1940s, she was hired to sing for Charles Barton Orchestra. She was discovered by producer John Hamilton. And soon after, she performed in a soul New York City. In 1942, Horne moved to Los Angeles, after which she appeared in Sun in the Sky, 1943, Meet Las Vegas, 1956, and The Wiz 1978. Her role in the film Stormy Weather 1943, including her recurrence of the title song, which became her trademark, a remarkable chamber entertainer, one of the most popular singers of all time. One of her albums, Lena at the Voodoo 57, was a long-time bestseller, and her first featuring performance on Broadway in the musical Jamaica 1957. Her a New York Drama Critic Poll Award in 1958. Though primarily known as an entertainer, Horn was noted for her work with civil rights and political organizations. As an actress, she refused to play roles that stereotype American women. She was married to Lenny Henry to his death in 1971. Her one-woman show, Lena Horne, The Lady and Her Music in 1981, garnered many awards, including a Drama Critic Circle Award and a Special Achievement Tony Award. In 1984, Horne received a Kennedy Center honorary contribution to the arts, and in 1989, Grammy Award for Lifetime Achievement. So Lena Horne, a lot, everybody. She did a lot, and when I tell you the things that she did was phenomenal. She passed May 9th, 2010 in New York City, everybody. Amazing woman. The voice, the way she spoke, and she even guest starred in Bill the Cosby Show. And this just the way she carried herself, the way she just was. She just speak. Come on, she didn't sugar. She was very authentic with herself, and being authentic with herself accordingly. It's just so amazing. Generations of TV shows and movies, and how she kept her legacy to her passing in 2010. Ladies and gentlemen, woman, these ladies broke barriers of opportunities. Things had so much space, so much that they motioned into their passing. Just to understand the stars, just like a Black History segment, Black Market here. Oh wow, yes it is. All right. We spent a durance time talking about Nina Simone, but Lena Horne, her her ways, it just it's very amazing. I would play some audio and let you hear a little bit of segment, but they did copyrights last week, so we're not gonna do that this week. We're not gonna be doing that this week. Sorry, everybody. We're not gonna be doing any voice listening to because they kind of hacked my YouTube channel last week for allowing you to hear links and views and BB King. Yeah, they did that. I got the email, so we won't be doing that this week. But to just talk about these amazing women and what they had brought to the table and what they did and how they handled themselves was absolutely phenomenal. And I want to spend a little bit more time about Lena Horne's life, just a little bit more before ending tonight's podcast, everybody. Because, we spent a duration of time on um, Nina Simone, but I want to kind of talk a little bit more about Lena Horne and anything else that kind of sticks out that was not shared during her bio. So let's go a little further, everybody. So we talked about her her birth, that we talked about when she passed, and we talked about various other things. Let's see, a little bit more. So let's get into her earlier life. Lena Horne was born in Bradford, South End, Brooklyn. Both sides of her family were biracial African American. She belonged to the well educated upper strand of black New Yorkers at the time. She lived in the first 5 years of her life in the brownstones at 510 Micaiah Street. So brownstones are like big buildings. I should, from what I've heard and watched movies, because I love black movies. Those are buildings in New York, peripherally in that type of area, from what I observed and watched on movies. Her father, Edwin Fletcher Teddy Horn Jr., 1893 to 1970, a one-time owner of a hotel and a restaurant, was a gambler. He and his partner, the gambler and the philosopher Gutsy Greenlee, owner owned the Bellman Hotel on Woodland Avenue and ran the number rack in the hills, and left the family when Lena was 3 years old and moved to an upper middle class African American community in the Hill District of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where Horn came to live with him for age 18 until her married the next year. Her mother, Eleanor Louise Scottram, was an actress with the Black Theater Trial and traveled exclusively. Eleanor's maternity grandmother, Eleanor Louise Austin, was from a modern Sagalot. Home was raised mainly by her grandparents, Cora Calhoun and Edwin Holmes. When Holmes was 5, she was sent to live in Georgia. For several years, she traveled with her mother. From 1972 to 1929, she lived with her uncle, Frank S. Horn. He was the dean of students at Fort Valley Junior Industrial Institution, now part of the Fort Valley State University in Fort Valley, Georgia, who later served as an advisor to the president of Franklin Delano Roosevelt. From Fort Valley, southwest of Micaiah, Home briefly moved to Atlanta with her mother. They returned to New York when Horn was 12 years old, after which Home attended St. Peter Catholic School in Brooklyn. She then attended girls' high school, all girls public high school in Brooklyn, that now became Boys and Girls High School. She dropped out with a diploma at the age without a diploma at the age 18. She moved to her father's home in Pittsburgh, staying in the city, Little Harlem, for almost 5 years, and learning music from a navigator in Pittsburgh, Billy Strapper and Billy Ekstrom, among others. So this is where Horn's early child, her early life, and what she experienced up to when she started pursuing her opportunities, everyone. And this is where I get into the real duration of everything that she had experienced up to her passing. I'm going to read a little bit of her experience, the road to Hollywood. In the fall of 1933, Horn joined the chorus line of the Cotton Club in New York City in the spring of 1934. She had a featured role in the Cotton Club president, starring Amnes Hall, who took Luna under the wings. Horn made her first appearance as a dancer in the musical short Kathy Calloway Judy Book Party 1935. A few years later, Horn joined Noble Sissy Orchestra, which with which she toured and with whom she made her first recording issued by Decca. After she separated from her first husband, Horn toured the band left with Charlie Banner, and we kind of read all of that early on. And she just kind of went through her life, just traveling and just exploring different details, everybody. And I want to read one more smart part about Horn, about her civil rights activism. Horn was long involved with the civil rights movement. In 1941, she sung at the Cafe Society, New York City, first integrated venue, and worked with Paul Robeson during the World War II when she entertained the troops for the USO. She refused to perform for segregated audience or for groups in which Germany PO were sitting in front of black servants, according to her Kennedy Center biograph. Because the U.S. Army refused to allow integrating audience, she staged her show from a mixed audience for black U.S. soldiers and white German Seeing the black soldiers had been forced to sit in the back seat, she walked off the stage to the front row where the black troops were sitting and performed with German behind her. However, the U.S. preserved at the time of her death that Horn did in fact tour exclusively with the USO during World War II on the West Coast and in the South. The organization also commended her for the appearance she made in the Armed Force Radio Service program, Javelin, GI Journal, and Commanding Performance. In the film Stormy One in 1943, Holmes' character would perform the film title song as part of a big all-star show for the World War II soldiers as well. After quitting the USO in 1945, Horn financed a tour of military camps herself. So Lena Horne did a lot of amazing things over her lifetime. And when I say she did a lot, she really shared her life with the world, and she was very spontaneous. She can bite her tongue, but she carried herself gracefully, everybody. So as we close tonight's Black History Moment with Nina Simone and Lena Horne, I want you to think about everything that I shared with you all here today on this podcast. I know it's a little long, but hey, when you're celebrating, you're celebrating. So make sure you all tune in on next Monday. We're talking about a new topic in the month of March. We're talking about treasure. Next month's topic for the March, beginning of March, we're talking about stock market. So make sure you all tune in with that subject and a few other topics. So we're at episode 10 as of next week Monday. So we have about 4 more episodes to go of the Mechanism podcast, where we have our season finale. Our season finale is going to be a celebration of the accomplishments that we have done in the last 3 months, everybody. So make sure you tune in at the end of the month of March for the Mechanism podcast. We have our season finale broadcast, everybody. And you can watch all of Mechanism Podcast here on my personal page as well as on our YouTube channel to stay connected of all the segments that have been shared from this point on. So everyone, I hope you all have a terrific and a wonderful Monday evening. I'll see you back here next Monday, same time, different month, as we're wrapping up the Mechanism Podcast Season 1 next month. And we'll be back at it in June with Season 2, doing we have Season 2 will have 4 months of the Season 2 of the Mechanism Podcast. So I pray you all have a blessed and a terrific week, and I'll see you back here on next Monday at 7 p.m. We're doing 3 more days of our Black History Moments tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday to wrap up our segment. So you all have a blessed and a terrific night. Good night, everybody.